How to tip in a British restaurant. Hello and welcome to Videojug. Tipping is an easy way to reward a waiter who's helped you to have an enjoyable meal, but the rules vary depending on the situation and the level of service. Follow our simple guide for easy tipping and minimal embarrassment. Step 1. You will need some cash or a credit card, and a generous spirit. Step 2. Evaluating service. When deciding how much you should leave for a tip, think about your overall enjoyment of the meal and how or if the waiting staff has contributed to it. Step 3. The average tip. 10% of the final bill is a nominal amount you should tip and is expected if the staff have delivered normal, adequate service. This may vary depending on the quality of service and is a sliding scale from 0 to 25%. Step 4. When to give a big tip. There are several occasions when leaving a larger tip than 10% is appropriate and could be anything up to 40%. If the service has been unusually helpful, friendly and unobtrusive. If your waiter has been particularly knowledgeable about the food and wine. If the waiter has gone out of their way to accommodate an unusual request or problem. Or if you're a large group of 6 people or over. Step 5. When to leave a small tip. If the waiter has done less than the bare minimum and has been generally unhelpful, it's appropriate that your tip should reflect that. Also, if the waiter gets the order wrong or doesn't pay attention to special requirements or food allergies, then you're within your rights to reduce the tip. In the rare occasion that a waiter is actually rude or abusive to a customer, the tip should be dramatically reduced or removed. However, be careful that you're not penalising the wrong person for problems during the meal. If the chef cooked something badly but your waiter handled the situation well, by apologising immediately and replacing the dish, then they still deserve a good tip. Step 6. When to leave no tip at all. Not tipping at all sends a strong message about the level of service you've received. Reserve 0% tips for venues to which you never wish to return, as you may find it difficult to get a table once you've made known your disappointment. Step 7. Include a discretionary tip. Increasingly, restaurants are choosing to include a discretionary or optional charge with the final bill, which can vary from about 12% to 15%. While an optional charge takes away the hassle of having to work out a tip, remember that it's just that, optional. If the service doesn't live up to their suggested tip, then don't be embarrassed to remove it. Step 8. Tipping by card. In some restaurants, you'll be given the option to leave a tip on your credit card when paying the bill. This is a simple and discreet way of tipping, but bear in mind that it's now legal in Britain for the restaurant to use that tip as a contribution towards its waiting staff wages. To ensure that the waiter actually receives all of the tip, it may be best to leave it for them in cash. Step 9. Tipping in cash. Once you've paid the bill, leave the desired amount on the table in a neat pile. If there is a tray or bill wallet left on the table, you can leave it on or in them. Never thrust money into the waiter's hand during the meal or as you leave, as it could potentially be embarrassing for the waiter. If you don't have the correct change for a tip, don't be embarrassed about asking your waiter to break a note. Step 10. In a hurry. If you're in a hurry and are paying for your bill and service in cash, it's acceptable to pay the waiter for the meal with enough excess to cover his tip and immediately leave. You do not need to wait for the change, only to hand it back to the waiter. Done.